bring in our other guest, because this is going to be a really special hour, because you had the counselor for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard testify, and we've got our own team of incredibly smart and accomplished doctors with us tonight. And Dr. Carol Lieberman is back with us, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert witness, columnist. She also is in Los Angeles tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Dr. Carol Lieberman, what are your thoughts about the description of this dynamic between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and she is the one who is dominating the sessions that they're having?
I think it can be explained in one log line. Johnny Depp married his abusive mother. When he was growing up, his real mother, his biological mother, was very abusive, not only to him and his sister, but to his father. Johnny Depp's sister already testified about this. And neither the father nor Johnny nor the sister did anything. What they would do, what Johnny and the sister would do, would be to leave the room. So he was unconsciously attracted to Amber because she gave him this same opportunity. She is the one, I believe, that she is the one who is the number. Yes, the psychologist said mutual abuse and so on, but clearly you could tell under her underlying thinking was that Amber was the more aggressive abuser. And so what Johnny did was every time Amber was abusive, he would leave. Just like he did when his mother was abusive. And that really was the trigger for Amber, because I believe, I have never met her in person, but from all the behaviors that I've seen from her, she fits into a mixed borderline narcissistic and histrionic personality disorder. And borderlines, the number one characteristic is they are terrified of abandonment. And so when he would leave to try to de-escalate, that would trigger her because it was like he was abandoning her.
What should we read into Amber Heard and the way she allegedly here treated her former assistant?
I believe that she didn't. I believe that she exaggerated this. And what's interesting is that what we're seeing is that this is a pattern that Amber has, not just with Johnny in terms of like what the couples counselor said, talking like a jackhammer, talking over him and all of that. But now her assistant talks about how she treated her sister, that Amber treated her sister like kicking the dog. And this assistant also talked about how Amber treated her mother. And she treated her mother in a really bad way, similarly bad way as well, that she was just this aggressive, generally aggressive and abusive. And I do not believe that, yes, neither of them were angels, but I certainly believe that Johnny was the one who was more the victim, that Amber was the perpetrator of domestic violence in much greater, into a much
with all due respect.
degree.
With all due respect, when he sexually assaulted her with a liquor bottle, he was being a victim here?
Wait a minute. In court documents, it is reported that she threw a vodka bottle at him in Australia and injured his hand. And then this was a month after they were married, and it was right at this time that Elon Musk, she told the people in her building, it was Johnny's apartment, and she told the people who work in her building to let Elon Musk up. So she started this relationship, whatever that entailed. One could use their own imagination. A month after they were married, I think she was an opportunist. I think she was a gold digger. I think that she, I don't know if she ever loved Johnny. I think he loved her, but was it really love ever? Right. But I think that she actually. Well, go ahead,
Dr. Carol Lieberman. Dr. Lieberman, let me start with you. Now, and we knew it was an issue, but now we're hearing more. What role do you think Johnny Depp and his issues with alcohol and with drugs? How does that impact, and what role does it play in this relationship with Amber Heard?
Well, Amber Heard is trying to blame that and claim that was when he was most abusive. But, really a lot of times people turn to drugs, various kinds of drugs, to self-medicate. So we know that he had a difficult childhood, like I was talking about before. His mother was abusive and emotionally and physically abusive. And so he made these mood swings, and maybe he might well even have some additional kind of disorder, not just from his dysfunctional childhood, that he is using the drugs to self-medicate. But, I don't think Amber is a virgin in terms of drugs either, because, one of the witnesses today was talking about their wedding and how there was, a whole party of drugs, a whole choice of drugs and so on. So I wouldn't put that much into it. I don't think we can, I don't think that should be sort of the focus as either as an excuse or as a significant part in terms of the key issue of whether she defamed him, which I think is really clear. And, this is an example of couples when they split and they are hurt. So they keep bringing each other back to court because to try to hurt the other person, to punish the other person for the hurts that they feel or that they felt during the relationship. I mean, I agree that they might well be, wanting to accentuate that. But I really think, and I think as the trial progresses, we're going to see even more of that, more evidence of how really she was the instigator of all of this. It also came out already from Johnny Depp's sister. She was a great witness for him because she talked about how Amber called him an old fat man. And when he got the campaign from Dior, they picked him to be the lead of his campaign. And she said, why did they pick him? That Dior is about style and class, and he's not classy, and he doesn't have style, and he's a fat old man. I mean, that's the truth. That's what she really thinks about him. So she married him to be his wife, to have the status of being his wife and the money of being his wife. And, when she filed for divorce, they married in 2015 and she filed for divorce in 2016. And Johnny said at the time, when she claimed abuse, right when she filed for divorce, and she asked for a temporary restraining order, and he said she's doing this to get money, from the divorce in advance, to get to preempt the divorce in a sense, to get the money ahead of time. And he gave her $7 million, which he said she was going to use for charity.
We're going to have to leave it there for now.
Okay.
I hate cutting this off. This was amazing tonight. Great to have 3 doctors at once. Huh? How about that, folks? And I'm not even in a waiting room. Dr. Nadim Karim, Dr. Wendy Walsh, and Dr. Carol Lieberman. We've got to do it again soon. Thank you so much.